What's going on, everybody? We're the Burn Down. Today we're going to be talking about the places we went on vacation. We both went on 2 beautiful vacations. I went to Niagara Falls. Eric went to the Adirondacks.
And we're going to be talking about those experiences that we had over this weekend to kind of make us realize, what makes us motivated, what keeps us going every single day, and how that transpired into our entrepreneurial and positive mindset every single day.
Yeah, we're going to give you some tips on how you guys can keep that positive mindset, how you can put yourselves in a positive mindset, and how to reflect all that negativity in the world.
Absolutely.
So,
and Just, why are we in different clothes?
Because we forgot to record this intro beforehand, so we changed our clothes. And if you're into that sort of stuff, stay tuned. It's the Burn Down.
It's the Burn Down. What's going on, guys? I'm Eric.
I'm Justin.
And this is the Burn Down.
We spark it up, talk it out, and burn it down, baby.
Woo!
Let's do it.
Man, we got a lot of good stuff here today. We got a lot of good toys, Just.
Episode 4, baby.
Episode 4. This is 4 already.
1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4.
4. And we got 1, 2, 3 gifts in front of us.
Yeah, man. So let's get
like
we do every episode. We're gonna start it off with lighting up a cigar. We're gonna spark it up.
Yep.
We're gonna pour ourselves a drink. We're just gonna chill, man.
Let's get it
going.
Got
a bunch of good topics today.
I know. I'm excited about these goodies we got here. So,
all right, let's do it, man.
What do you want to go into first? Here, the Blackbird.
All right, so yeah, why don't you talk about it? This is our friend Jonas, man.
Jonas Santana, a Blackbird Cigars. We actually met him in our local lounge, and show him what's good over there. Yeah. So this is Blackbird Cigar Company, and we met our man Jonas at our local lounge here on Long Island. He was touring the Northeast a little bit, and he actually reached out to me on Instagram, and he liked a few of the pictures I took. So we tried to meet, and we met. And he has a really, really great story about how he started and how he named all these cigars. His bands are really, really unique, I think. I think one of the coolest looking brands out there right now, especially for a new cigar. Yeah. And he has a little cool story. He tries to name each cigar and blend of tobacco after a certain bird. And
yeah.
So
I like the colors too. I mean, we had talked about this when we smoked with him at Matadors and Hot Pot when he came up. Great guy, really great guy.
He was big on standing out when the cigars are sitting in the humidor. He wants his cigars to stand out, and I mean, by golly, they stand out.
He killed it because, I mean, let's be honest. When you go into a cigar lounge and you want to pick up a new cigar, or you're kind of just perusing what they have, what attracts you? The band, right?
More times than not.
Yeah, you're sitting there, you see they're all the same color, and the one that pops out, you instantly, it's just natural.
You're gonna do it.
That's what humans do. You're going to go after the thing that sticks out. So.
I mean, I thought it was a great idea because that's when I first started. That's what I went after. I went after cigar bands. I wanted to see, when I was a younger kid, I liked football teams based on their color. I used to love the Tampa Bay Buccaneers because they were red and black.
Yeah.
Green Bay Packers because they were yellow and green.
So why don't we go through what we have here?
Yeah, absolutely.
So the first one is the Finch. This is a Sumatra wrapper. It's got a blue band on it, light blue band.
Yep. With
an orange Finch.
Really stand out. There's a box with them in the humidor, no doubt.
What's next? Why don't you tell them what's next?
All right, looks like we got a Connecticut here. This is the Jackdaw. So it's a Connecticut wrapper, orange band, and it's probably the lightest cigar out of the whole bunch. What else? We got the Rook, which is a Colorado wrapper.
All Robustos, by the way.
Yeah, my favorite.
Next up is a Cobra. It's the Unkind. And this one, actually, when we first smoked it, this one was called the Raven.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'd be interested to hear why he changed it.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about it because we smoked the Raven.
For sure.
Actually, we also smoked the Crow. And so I'd be interested.
I smoked mostly the Raven or the Unkind and the Crow. Actually, when I was in the Adirondacks last weekend, I smoked an Unkind or Crow, however you want to call it.
Oh, Raven,
and
Red,
Unkind.
yeah.
But I think I'm gonna smoke the Unkind because as I met him the first time, I wore purple, and for some reason I'm wearing purple again. So looks like we're gonna smoke the Unkind this time.
And I'm gonna smoke the Cuco, or Cuco. I think it's a
Cuco?
Cuco bird. I think I said it.
Cuco.
It's a Criollo, and since I'm wearing gray, I'm gonna smoke the gray one.
Dude, maybe let's spark it up. So shout out to Jonas. Thank you for the cigars. I'm excited to try the new ones. And if you don't know, or if you haven't seen them, check them on Instagram. It's Blackbird Cigar Co. on Instagram.
Yeah.
And look up his hashtag, Can't Clip My Wings. I like that saying.
It's it's great. It's
very inspiring.
I believe it's his motto on how he runs his business and runs his life.
Yes. I think that's what he said.
Can't hold me back, basically. Right? I know where I'm going, and that's that.
I'm a bird, baby. I'm flying. You can't stop.
Either support me or get the hell out of my way.
Love it. Love it. So what's I think the next gift is something you got that I think you're sharing with us today.
Yes. So this this is what we're going to be drinking today. So this is Blood Oath Pact number 5.
Sounds intense.
Yeah, so this Blood Oath bourbon, and I'm sure people have heard about Blood Oath. Blood Oath is a fantastic bourbon.
Yeah, let me see that.
But this was sampled to me by a company called Cask Cartel. And what they do is they ship directly to your door premium spirits. So bourbons, rums, etc. And they'll ship it right to your door. So they had contacted me and asked if I would like to sample the Blood Oath Pact number 5. And I said, absolutely, I'd love to. So they sent this little sample for us. How's it smell?
That sounds nice. This is what I needed all week, bro. I've been needing an alcoholic beverage all week.
Oh, yeah. And they actually sent a nice little card right here, too. Cask Cartel, Premium Spirits. I love the label, the logo. It's a pressed wax, that wax you put over an envelope.
Classy.
Beautiful. Classy. Said, we hope you enjoy your sample of Blood Oath Pact number 5. Thanks for participating. We can't wait to read your post. Happy sipping, Cask Cartel.
I always like when they send a nice handwritten.
It's a nice touch.
It's classy. I've gotten a few other kind gifts from companies over the years, and anytime they wrote a handwritten card, it always kind of hit home. I even got a Christmas card once from a company.
Great. It's a nice touch. It's a really nice gesture.
It's a lost art. So, handwritten notes goes a long way.
So, Cask Cartel, you can find them caskcartel.com, and I believe it's on Instagram, Cask Cartel as well. So, we're going to be sipping on that. We're going to be smoking on these, and we'll give you a little tasting notes. I actually have some tasting notes.
I can't even
right
cut
off
yet.
the bat, a little bit about the Cask Cartel, or the Blood Oath Pact number 5. It's actually a masterful union of 3 well-bred bourbons. So, it's actually 3 bourbons together.
Nice.
There's a 13-year-old, an 11-year-old, and an 8-year-old. Actually, it says 13-year-old's mahogany bourbon. Then there's an 11-year-old silky weed bourbon. And actually, I believe it's an 8-year finished Caribbean rum barrels.
You got all these?
So it's all in there. It's a blend.
Oh,
yeah.
snap.
Very interesting.
I'm excited.
And
Can we stop talking and start drinking?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to shut up right now. So check them out, Cask Cartel. Check out our friends, Blackbird Cigar.
I almost cut the cigar, but we can't even cut the cigar yet because we have to do our third shout out.
Well, why don't you tell them what the third shout out is,
My
brother?
man from Revibed Vinyl hooking us up.
Yo, this is nice.
I'm going to show them out there.
All right, so this goes right up our alley, man, because we both love the old records. So this is our man, Revived Vinyl, and what he does is this is an ashtray, and I don't even know how many fingers it is because, I mean, I've seen pictures where he put 10 cigars on his ashtray. So if you're having a party, this is a great little thing to have. But it's an old record, or it looks like a record, and it's got a nice finish on it, and he's warped it so that you can fit cigars on it. And the center of the record, where the label would be of whatever artist it is where the ashtray
and
is, man.
He puts like a coating, like a clear coating over the artwork. So obviously, when you put your cigar, your ash in there, it doesn't burn it.
He sent me a Frank Sinatra one, man.
He sent me a Nas one. He was like, "Hey, picker's choice," and I was like, "You got Nas?" And he's like, Yeah, I do actually. He has like 3 or 4 of them. I was like, ooh.
He has a Scarface one up there too. I saw he just posted a Scarface one.
I've been seeing on Instagram a lot. He's been doing a lot of custom ones. Like I saw he did one for like a Philadelphia Eagle fan. He like spray painted it green. I saw what else? I saw him do a couple of them, but a Scarface one. But he's doing like more artwork, which is pretty cool. So,
it's great. So check him out on Instagram. It's Revibed Vinyl.
Yeah.
And does some great work. He sent a couple of stickers right here too.
Yeah. He's on Facebook. He has his own website, so check him out. It's a good gift. I'm actually going to get a gift for my father and my brother. Huge Led Zeppelin fans. Has plenty of Led Zeppelin vinyl. So best believe man. I will be purchasing some more Revive vinyls. So
we're going to light these bad boys up.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if you just give us a minute, we're going to cut these. We're going to light it, and we'll be right back, man.
Let's do it. Be right back, baby.
All right.
So we're back. We're lit up,
baby.
We're poured down. We're about to get it started.
Time to talk it out, right?
Time to talk it out.
What's the first topic, man? What do we got?
I mean, I really wanted to talk about this past weekend. I wanted to ask you. You were away. I was away.
Yeah, man, we were posting on Insta. You were posting on the gram. I was posting on the gram.
And well, I posted post because I had no service. I was in a.
You're posting.
I was in a posting. I was in a satellite location with no cell phone service.
You know, we call that in a casino called pass posting.
I'm into it. Don't know what
Don't
it means.
do it, by the way. Pass posting is illegal. I do not condone illegal acts in the casino, but that's what it's called when you place a bet when you're not supposed to.
Don't be like Rayman. Rayman was a retard. But yeah, so I mean, you were in Niagara Falls.
I was
in the Adirondacks. I mean, we're honestly almost kind of close to each other in upstate New York.
We were just enjoying scenery, man. It was beautiful.
I mean, I went up to the Adirondacks with my 2 brothers, my uncle, and a couple of his agricultural friends who work for the New York State Department of Agriculture. So they're super knowledgeable about nature and trees and like everything. And we were picking up blueberries off the floor, and they're like, "Oh yeah, pop a blueberry." I was eating them like Skittles.
That's pretty cool that you travel with somebody that knows that. It probably made the experience much more enjoyable.
I mean, my uncle's been doing it with him. He met him in college years ago, and they've been doing it for the last 15 years. So forever, I'm like, "Yo, Unc, let me come. And he's like, "You're too, yeah." You know that
from Rocky? No, that's from Creed. That's in the...
Yo,
Unc.
That's Creed.
Yo, Unc.
That's Creed.
Another great movie, man. We're not on movie topics today, but another great movie.
I like the first one better than the second. But anyways, yeah, so my 2 brothers, my uncle, we all went up, and it was a 3.5-mile hike, 70 pounds of backpack stuff on your back. We had tents, you had rafts, food, you had everything you'd think of in this bag, tied, wrapped around. And then you blow up your little floaty, and we swam across a lake about 1.5 miles. Dude. And then we get to the campsite, post up shop, and dude, it was amazing. No social media, no friends, no texting, just disconnected from the world.
That's the best, man. Sometimes that's really what everybody says, I had a rough day, I need this, I need a drink, I need to smoke, but sometimes you just need to disconnect. Go outside, take your shoes off,
turn your phone off,
feel the earth, man.
Turn your phone off and just chill.
Breathe that fresh air.
I mean, the first day we went fishing for 10 hours. 10 hours.
10 hours?
Bro, 10 hours. And it was great because there was no schedule. There was no people to appease. There was no wind that day. It was a beautiful sunny day. That's why I'm so tan. And we blew up these like lazy boy like floats, and you just fish in them. Just fish.
See, that's cool too. That you had no schedule, no itinerary. Because I've been on a lot of trips with people. You try to nail down. Okay, this time we're doing this. This time we're doing that. This time we're doing this. And that's just. Sometimes it's good.
You need it.
Sometimes it's needed.
Yeah.
But in a place like that, man, where you're just in nature, you don't need any schedule.
It was the most beautiful weekend ever. No rain, no clouds. First day, like I said, we went for 10 hours because there was no wind. We did the perimeter, the whole lake. And we were catching smallmouth bass all day. I think the biggest one I caught was like 14 inches. I think my brothers were catching like 16, 12.
Did you eat them?
No, they usually do eat them, but we brought so much food, like freeze-dried food.
Okay.
Because over the years, my uncle and his buddy would they would bring just rice and some oatmeal. And he was like, I would never do that again because I was starving. So you can buy all this freeze-dried food at all the outdoors, and they're good for like 30 years. I looked at the expiration date.
Oh, yeah.
2049.
It's like that NASA space food.
It's all dry. It's all freeze-dried. So I had eggs. So every morning I had three packages of eggs, ham, and pepper. And all you do is boil hot water, throw it in.
Dump it in, baby.
And you let it sit for like 10 minutes. We bought some tortillas.
And
we made a little egg burrito, and it was delicious.
Dude, that's awesome.
But it was great.
That's one hell of a trip, man.
I'll do it again next year. But
looked like you let the.
Oh yeah, I came back with a beard. If you guys didn't notice,
You've got to raise it. You were roughing it.
I was roughing it out.
Looks good though, brother. Looks good.
I'm trying something new. So.
Yeah, you gonna grow the whole thing out?
Yeah, who knows? Who knows how long before I have this? Before I get started yelled at to shave it, but it's it's a new look. So I've been trying to keep my nature man look. I wasn't naked and afraid. It was, everyone's like, oh, you're gonna be like naked and afraid. I'm like, well, I'm not gonna be naked. First of all, I'm gonna be clothed, and I wasn't really afraid. Like you afraid of bears? Or I heard no animals besides. This is called a loon. It's this bird that was just flying across the lake, and it makes this cool.
A loon?
A loon.
Hey, Blackbird, maybe your next cigar should be a loon.
Blackbird, Jonas, a loon.
So tell me more about this loon that you.
It makes this really soothing, I guess, calling, because you just be on the lake and you just hear it. That's obviously a lot worse than it sounds, but
I was gonna say it don't sound too soothing.
No, it was soothing. It was soothing, and I have a video of it, but I was like, man, it's so nice, and that's all I heard. I didn't see a squirrel. I mean, I saw some beaver dams. I did see a snapping turtle actually.
But,
that's it, man. And that's what we did all week. We fished every day for hours. We had my speaker. We had rope, so my brothers and my uncle and I, we all tied our boats up, and we just fished, man, and just
that's
BS.
Awesome. That sounds like a great trip.
It was a man's weekend for sure.
That sounds like a great trip.
When I came back, I was like, back to reality.
Yeah, I don't want to go.
But anyway, it was a good trip. So
that's awesome, man.
And it's like an experience. Most people don't do that, and I have the opportunity to do it.
Right.
So, and I have the opportunity to probably do it next year too, because I do it every year. So.
Dude, that's amazing. I'm glad you had a good time.
If you're down for it, you'd be more than welcome to come, bro.
Of course, it just happened to be the same week, and I was going to Niagara Falls, so
Let's hear about it. Let's hear about it.
Yeah, so
I've been to Niagara Falls on the Toronto side, though. I heard it's better on the Canada side.
It's better. It's better.
Better on that side.
Yeah, so I went to Niagara Falls. I took my girlfriend there for her birthday, and we went up to. We actually met my friends in Rochester.
Nice.
So we flew up to Rochester, and we met them, and then they came. We all drove together across the border, and absolutely beautiful. I don't know when's the last time you've been up there, but the falls are just.
Last summer, I went up there. I went up to Canada, but I went to Niagara Falls, and
that was when you were in. You were in Toronto.
I was in Toronto.
Yeah, okay.
We drove down to Niagara Falls.
Oh, so you did. Okay, side. I missed that part.
And you go on the boat, like the meeting.
I'll tell you. So I went. So we got over there.
You.
We got over there on Friday, and first of all, room was amazing. The room was fantastic. We stayed Marriott on the Falls, had one of those loft suites. Dude, it was unbelievable.
Top notch.
Dude, walked in, opened up, they had these floor-to-ceiling windows were 14, 15 feet up, and he opened up the curtains, falls right there. Just right there. I could have jumped and made it and jumped in. So room was beautiful, and then Friday we had no plans. The only plan that we had, just like you went up and had no plans, the only plan we had was Saturday night dinner. I had dinner planned. That was her birthday. We had a plan. We went up to the Skyline Tower, big tower, the revolving dinner.
That thing is sick.
Oh, it was great. It was great. So that was the only thing we had planned, and that was Saturday night. So the rest we just kind of just played it by ear. So Friday we walked around. We walked down to the falls, took a bunch of pictures by the falls. It's just breathtaking. So a fun fact for you about the falls we found out was on the Horseshoe Falls, every single second, 650,000 gallons of water goes over the falls.
How fast?
Every second. Every second.
Sheesh.
Yeah, I was mind blown. I go, you know how much fucking water that is?
A lot of motherfucking water.
So we were taking a bunch of pictures down there. We walked all the way around, went up by Clifton Hill, which is an old, kind of old. It's like a a carnival area. Had mini golf. They have the
Sweet.
the go-karts, which is the Mario Kart themed racetrack.
Mario Kart.
Yeah, real life Mario Kart.
Did you have like costumes you can put on and dress?
So in the track itself was themed after a track in Mario Kart.
Which one? The figure eight? I mean, there's so many.
They had this
rainbow.
I don't know. I tried looking it up. I couldn't find it. We didn't wind up going on because we were walking through that. We were kind of tired from all the walking, but so on our way back, we stopped at Margaritaville. There was a Margaritaville spot right there. We're like, let's just go and get some drinks. I'm telling you, hands down, some of the best freaking drinks in Niagara Falls.
I'm still stuck on Mario Kart. I can't believe you just blew past that.
Well, we saved it for next time because you have to save stuff. You can't do everything all at once. You got to leave yourself wanting more.
I love Mario Kart.
I know,
N64. Were you a Mario Kart guy?
Oh, dude, we used to play it at Dave and Buster's. You ever go to Dave and Buster's?
Of course.
We're gonna go. We're gonna go again. Okay. We're gonna bring out our inner child. We're gonna go to Dave and Buster's. You, me, your girl, my girl. We're gonna go to Dave and Buster's.
Let's do it.
Get drunk.
Get a bunch of tickets.
And we're just gonna. They have a 4-player Mario Kart. We went there one time. A double date. Loved it. We got drunk and played like 10 races in a row of Mario Kart. It brought back so many childhood memories.
Dude,
it was great.
I would be in college waking up early before class and playing Mario Kart because we used to have tournaments and I used to suck until I realized how to drift and then I became nasty at it. And my roommates would always be like, they would take pictures of me because I'd be like, ugh, waking up and they're like, Eric, what are you doing? Why are you playing? I'm like, I gotta play. But anyways, so good bar though, huh?
Yes, we went to Margaritaville, and I'm telling you, the drinks they were awesome. The drinks were so. No, it wasn't. He was singing now on the speakers, but it was so good. So we had a couple drinks there, and then we walked back, and then
speaking of drinks.
Oh yeah, speaking of drinks, salud.
Salud. Let's get a taste of this real quick.
Oh wow. It's got a like a vanilla caramel.
It burns so good. Yeah.
Dude.
It's like a caramel vanilla.
Yeah, man.
On the
Oh, I
back.
can still feel it going. It's good. It's warming up.
It's definitely.
That's good.
It's definitely one of the. Ooh, it's burning now.
It's nice.
Woo!
Feel like a nice. That's good.
But it's definitely sweet.
Really good. I'm definitely have to. So I think Blood Oath for a bottle. I think it's 100 plus. I think it's 130, 140. Anyway,
we're drinking about $30 worth.
Anyway, it was. I don't know what pack number 5 is, but so the drinks were so good. So Friday night we went to this amazing restaurant. It was called the Flour Mill. Real nice. You go down. We went down to the cellar. They had tables down there,
of course,
and it was all exposed wood, dim lighting, fireplace. Real romantic. I'm telling you, food was excellent. Every single thing that they serve you, they make it in-house.
Damn.
I'm talking the bread, the olive oil, everything. They make it in-house. It was unbelievable.
Sounds like a hell of a trip. I'm sure she was happy.
And then Saturday we went to the falls, did the Voyage to the Falls.
Nice.
So the Canadian side is the Hornblower. American side is the Maid of the
Mist.
You
get a lot. I heard you get a lot more. I don't think wetter's a word. You get a lot more wet on the Canadian side.
You get soaked. I don't know. I didn't take the Maid of the Mist. We took the Canadian one.
You got soaked in New York?
We got soaked. Absolutely soaked. They take you in. You see the falls corner, you see all that mist, you're in it. You are fucking in it.
In it to win it, baby.
I'm telling you. And we were on the first level, so the waves were like crashing up. We were having a blast. It was so cool. So we took that, and then we were gonna go behind the falls, but we didn't time it out too well, so we saved for next time. But then we had the dinner, and dinner was fantastic. Just overall, the whole trip was so nice. It was such a great trip. So, but that's where we were these past 2 weekends.
So,
and now we're back, and it's
time to get back on the grind.
And then I got on the plane, and went back to Canada on business, and anyway,
back to the grind, like I said, man.
So, what do you think about these cigars, man? This smoke output. I'm gonna say it this time, ample
amount of smoke, baby.
I'm telling you, bro, it's sick. I love it. All right.
I mean, the Unkind, or what I'm used to, the Raven. Always solid. Always good smoke output. And the burn. It's just perfect, man. I mean, he makes these cigars very, very well.
He does. I mean, I
believe he was a cigar roller himself.
Yeah.
I forgot where.
Yeah, I forgot. And I apologize, or we apologize, but we were talking about this before, and I forgot where he had mentioned it.
But
anyway, it's the burn is super neat. The ash is holding. Smoke output ample. Flavors very for mine. This is a Criollo. The flavors are very. I'm getting very dry, woodsy flavor.
Same.
But anyway, what's our next topic, bro? We kind of went on and on about our trips. You could tell how excited we were about our trips. It was.
Well, I mean, what I was thinking about was just being like so disconnected, and then like realizing where I was at kind of just like motivated me to be like, I want to be able to do this more. So I've always had like this, me and you both have this mindset, like kind of just like being motivated and inspired, you know, to do things that we want to do, have time on our side, not have time against us, against us. So
it's the one commodity you can't buy.
Exactly, man. And that trip kind of really inspired me to kind of be like, when I come back, you know, I got to put it into full drive, you know, like I said, get back on the grind. And, I was just thinking about, you know, life, you know, what matters, you know, the values that I'm trying to uphold and, you know, trying to upkeep to be able to provide a life that I want so I can do more trips like this and experience, not just go camping and hiking, but just have experiences like this.
Yeah.
Because a couple of all the guys I'm with are all Knights of Columbus. So they're all like servers.
Mm-hmm.
They're a big believer on stuff like that. And the quote that I took away from him was, "Hey man, you're here to live, not exist." And I was like, damn.
Yeah, we're not born to just pay bills and die.
I was like, damn, that's the truth, man.
Dude, that is so true. Because I've written about that on Instagram, a couple of posts where I said, life is meant to be enjoyed, not just endured. That's the same lines. You know, you're here to enjoy your time. We weren't put on this earth to just walk through life, never amount to anything, never accomplish the dreams and goals. You know what I'm saying? Whenever we're kids, we have these big dreams, and then all of a sudden you grow up and all of a sudden you're in a job and you're like, what happened to my dreams?
Exactly.
And you totally forget because life takes over and things happen, and next thing you're like, where'd those dreams go? Yeah. Did they just disappear? No, they're still there. So I'm a firm believer in go after them. Like,
no doubt.
You can accomplish anything. The only limits that you have are the limits that you put on yourself.
No, I hear you, man. I 100% agree. So, I mean, and we were talking, so besides, you know, not only living to exist, but to live, but he was talking the difference between real fun and quick fun. So quick fun is kind of like going on a roller coaster. Again, going up, woo, coming back down. That's quick fun. And he says real fun it's kind of like the experiences that you're dealing with or you're going through that you don't really it's really kind of like a crappy situation you're in, and you look back on it and you're like, wow, that's the real stuff. Like he was saying, for an example, like he went on this hiking trip and it hailed and rained all weekend. And at the time, they're like, this is miserable. We don't want to be here. This, that, and the third. But, you know, they made it through the weekend, and they look back on it and like, remember the stuff we were doing? We were in the tent, you know, joking about this, joking about that. He's like, that's real fun. He's like, the times when you're in the moment, you're like, wow, this sucks. And then you look back on it. You know, I have a few examples like that where I look back on it. And I am a firm believer of not, you know, the experiences you're going through all happen for a reason. And no matter how negative it can be, there's always a little lesson that you can learn from.
Absolutely. You have to take the positive out of every situation.
And you always have to be a half full type of glass type of guy.
Yeah, because it could be, I look at it like this, is to that point of where it rained and stuff and it hailed, but then you look back and you enjoyed the whole vacation.
It's funny.
Because a lot of times people get caught up in the micro instead of thinking about the macro. So, for instance, it sucked in the micro during that vacation, but when you look at it in the macro, it was a great vacation.
Exactly.
It's how many times you go to a theme park. You know, you go to Disney World, and you hurry up, and then you get to the parking lot, you park, you go, and you wait in line. And you go, wow, this sucks. I got to wait for 2 hours. Then you get into the park, and you go, yeah, I'm in here. And then you rush, you go, and you wait online, and then it sucks. And then you get on the ride, and you're like, woohoo, this is great. You love it. And then you go, and you have to wait again. And then it's really good and then really bad. And a lot of times it's in the micro, you say, wow, this sucks. I got to wait on this line, whatever. But then at the end of the day, you ask, how was your trip? How was it at Disney World? How was it at whatever park you went to? You go, oh, it was great. It was so... You know what I'm saying? It's because a lot of times people analyze the micro instead of looking at the big picture.
Absolutely.
Like, don't worry about waiting. You're going to wait regardless. If you're in amusement parks example, don't worry about it. just enjoy the time. You're there with your kids. You're there with friends. You're there with family, whatever.
I find, myself at times, but I feel like a lot of people, they stress out about a lot of things they can't control. When people
we talk about that a lot. Yeah, you and I have talked about that.
When people get so worked up in traffic, they like curse the world out in traffic. I'm like, it's traffic. You can't do anything.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do about it.
When someone's gonna call you now and you're pissed off because you're sitting in traffic, and someone who's happy to talk to you calls you and you're like, why? Because you're in traffic. Like,
Stop complaining about stuff that you can't control. For instance, you just said the example about with the weather. Back to that example. You can't control the weather.
No.
So there's no sense in getting all worked up and fret about the weather, because there's nothing you can do about it. I saw this, and I think I've told this to you before, and I've told this to a lot of people. I saw this slide, and I believe it was from a talk that I think a monk, he might have been a monk. I think he was a monk. He was giving this talk, and he said, here's this slide. It's a flow chart. Yeah. And the top says, do you have a problem?
I like
and if this. Do you have a problem? If the answer is no, then why worry or why complain?
Yeah.
Back to the top. Do you have a problem? If the answer is yes, the next question, can you do something about it? If the answer is no, goes back down to the bottom. Why worry?
Yeah.
Why complain? Back to the top. Do you have a problem? Yes. Can you do something about it? Yes. Then why worry? Why complain? Everything
100%.
boils down. And I look
100%.
and I analyze, I said, that's 100% true. Why worry? Because if you have a problem and there's something that you can do about it, shut up, stop complaining, and do something about it.
Dude, no doubt. And that reminds me of my first job out of college. I used to go door to door. I used to sell Verizon files, TV, phone, and internet door to door. And I had no idea what I was getting myself into. But one thing I learned from there, they were big on like entrepreneurship and controlling your own destiny, X, Y, and Z. But they had this thing called the ship theory, like a ship, SHIP.
Okay.
So what happens when a ship, like the Titanic, right? One compartment, say there's 3 compartments. One compartment gets full of water. It can still go. The ship can still go. Ship gets filled with two-thirds full of water. It's slow, but it can still go. And now if all 3 compartments full of water, it sinks. So the ship theory is, example, kind of going like you're driving to work, someone cuts you off. You're pissed off, cursing at the world. You son of a bitch, blah, blah, blah. Now you're pissed off. Now you're going to work. I see you. You're happy as can be. Hey, Eric, what's going on? And I'm like, fuck it. Now that guy's like, now you're like, why is he like that? Ship theory is, if you can compartmentalize it, get on with it, because you're just dragging along. You're filling up that second, third now of your day or whatever you're doing with negativity. And now
it's like the ship is your brain.
Exactly. So if someone cuts you off, asshole, and get over it. You know what I'm saying? Don't bring stuff that happens to you that it's really not a big deal, into your everyday life, because it not only affects you, it affects the people around you. And that's why I like to be positive and optimistic as much as possible, and surround myself with people who think very similar to me, because you're the average of the 5 people you hang most with. So.
Power of association, man.
Boom, baby.
No, that's a good point about the negativity is kind of blocking that stuff out.
Does that make sense, that ship theory?
No, it does. Right. It's like your ship. Your brain is the ship, and if you let the more negativity you let in, if you let the negativity consume your entire brain, the ship sinks. Right? And then it just pulls you down, and that's it. You're done.
Down the drain.
Right? So you have to compartmentalize it and let it just shut it off. Okay, done.
Yeah.
And then remove it and don't think about it anymore. But it's like there's a book that I read called 3 Simple Steps. I believe it's by Trevor Blake, I believe. It's called 3 Simple Steps. And in that book, they talk about having... It's almost like you imagine this cone that comes down over the top of you.
Yeah.
And that cone is a negative barrier, a negative repellent. So it keeps all the positive in, right? It only lets positive in, but repels any negative. So anytime that negative situation comes in, or I have negative influence from X, Y, and Z, you just imagine this cone coming down and blocking and say, no, I'm not going to let you penetrate my brain, because my brain is full of positive and I'm thinking positive. I'm not going to let that penetrate.
That reminds me of that book by Napoleon Hill, Outwitting the Devil.
Outwitting the Devil. I recommended that to you.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, bro.
It's such...
Game changer.
It is such a good book. And I mean,
game changer.
If you guys are looking for a good book to read, to inspire, to be motivated, just to have a better outlook on life, Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill, phenomenal book.
Absolutely.
He sits down, he has an interview with the devil, and he just basically says, how do you control, devil says, I control most of the world. And he's like, how? Because I put out so much negative stuff out there, and so many people fall for it. And the people that don't get consumed by the negativity and their obstacles and the harsh, ways of living, and they overcome that, those are the people I can't control. That's why there's so much, a finite amount of people like that.
Talks about the drifters. Don't be a drifter.
Dude, it's powerful stuff.
Don't drift through life never amounting to anything because you're afraid that you're going to fail, or you're afraid of this, or you're afraid of that. And that's the biggest thing he talks about in that book is fear. He asks him, he goes, how do you get into people's brains? He goes, fear. I instill fear of whatever. Fear of failure. Fear of rejection. Fear of X, Y, and Z.
Good enough.
Not being good enough. Fear that you're not good enough. I inject that stuff and I prevent people from going after their dreams and their goals.
And
powerful.
And on an everyday basis, you don't think like that. But once I've read that book, I look at everything differently now. Because it's like, is this something I really need to that really needs to consume me? And it's powerful stuff, man. So
another book that I would recommend was a couple. Since we're on the topic of books and motivation, just a couple books I'd recommend. Is another thing that I'm very driven by, and I've actually had this as a hashtag, is driven by the vision. It's actually engraved on the back of this watch. Man without vision shall perish.
Rookie, move.
You did it again?
I just removed the band and it just got over my pants.
Drop the hashtag. Rookie, move.
That's 2 for me. It's all over me again. Sorry.
Get your life together.
Look at this mess.
Ah! Got him.
I guess this is going to be...
It's going to be a...
one episode. Someone's going to drop ash.
It's going to be a common thing. So...
God. Get back to what we were talking about. I need to be motivated again. I lost my confidence.
So man without vision shall perish. And I'm a firm believer in is you have to have a vision of where you want to go, who you want to be, what do you want to accomplish. And you have to hold on to that vision and protect that vision. It has to be clear, a crystal clear vision of what your life is going to be. And I believe that you should be driven by that and visualize that every single day. Take time in the morning, take 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever it is, shut everything off, close your eyes, and just visualize yourself in that position, achieving the things that you want to do, and you'll be driven by that. And so there's a couple books that I would recommend. There was one that I read called Start With Why by Simon Sinek, and that talks about finding your why. Why do you get up and do what you want to do, what you do every day?
Yeah.
What's your vision? What do you see yourself doing? Why are you going after this stuff? So that's a really good book. And then another one that I was thinking of was The Compound Effect. I don't know if you ever read The Compound Effect, but The Compound Effect talks about that success is not it's the sum of tiny little wins over and over and over, which amount to great success.
100%.
So they visualize it where imagine a plane going from New York to Los Angeles. The plane's got a direction, okay? And as long as you stay in the right direction, you're eventually going to get there.
Yeah.
But if you deviate just by half a degree from the start, and you continue to do that half a degree,
Seattle.
You're going to completely miss Los Angeles. You'll never even know that you passed it. And that's the thing, is the habits. You live by your success is determined by your habits. So if you do something negative every single day and continue and you make that a habit, then you're never going to reach your goals because you're not doing the things you need to be doing. So that's another great book.
A podcast, besides the burn down, obviously.
Of course.
But what you were talking about with actually envisioning every single day, Andy Frisella, it's the MF CEO project.
Yeah.
The motherfucking CEO project. He's the CEO of First Form, which is a huge brand with physical fitness. He does all supplements for working out, but I believe he's in St. Louis, Missouri. But he always talks about, it's like an entrepreneurial mindset, motivational podcast. And he always talks about, where he was when he first started. He made I believe his thing is he made $0 for about a year. He had a business, right? He had one store, and he made $0 for about 5 years. And then for the next 3 to 5 years, he made $650 for the next 3 to 5 years. And now he's a multi-cajillionaire. And he always talks about the grind, the steps that you have to take, being habitual, what you do. But what you said, he says, I envisioned every single day. He's like, I'm not BSing. I picture myself not just being in a Lamborghini. I pictured being in being in a Lamborghini with whatever brown interior.
You have to visualize
every single detail.
Yep,
I envisioned walking in a house.
Visualize the smells that it would be like.
He talks
about
talks about envisioning exactly what you want. Exactly. You want a house, 4 bedrooms, whatever. You want to envision what each bedroom would look like, what the bedrooms are for, what's the color of the walls, what's the comforter looking like, what's the drapes.
Yeah, that's the clarity, having crystal clear vision.
And even like what I do is I'll have like 5 things that I want to get better at or want to work on or work towards, and I'll say it every night before bed. So it's like, hey, I wanna do better in this category by doing X, Y, and Z. I wanna, I think it was Jim Carrey. He put like $1 million check on the wall, and he said, if I don't reach this $1 million in X amount of years, I'm done acting. And that's when he envisioned it.
He reached it like the day before his 10-year. Yeah,
we can go on and on about Rocky, Sylvester Stallone, the way Rocky started, but selling his dog and stuff like that. But
that's a good thing too that you brought up that you say it every night before you go to bed, because that's one thing that I've started doing, or that I continue to do, is positive affirmations.
Okay.
To say, and positive affirmations are not I will or I am going to. Positive or I am. So you're stating it as if it already happened. So, for instance, in that Lamborghini, if you want a Lamborghini, I am, or I own a Lamborghini, right? Or I am a multimillionaire, or I am a great father. I have a beautiful family.
Yeah.
I am, or I am changing my legacy. I am changing my future. I am create all that stuff. I am. Not I'm going to, because you want to get yourself into that mindset of you've already accomplished it, because when you have that mindset, then you're going to go out and continue to do those habits, and the compound effect takes over.
Completely agree, my friend.
Dude.
Cheers to that.
Salud, brother.
And I'll end on this note. Again, Andy Frisell on that MFCEO podcast, he talks about, there was one episode where he talked about not people saying, you want materialistic things, you shouldn't shoot for materialistic things. And he says, no, that's completely false. When you have nothing, when you're living on the palm of your hands, you're living paycheck to paycheck, and you envision a Lamborghini because that's what you want, because that's what it's going to work towards. That's the ultimate motivator. When you have nothing and you're trying to shoot for everything else in the world, why wouldn't you want materialistic things? Because if you take the correct steps, you do the right things, you're going to get there. So having materialistic goals and simple goals, you don't always need materialistic things. You can have simple things like, I want to start a family, I want to have a minivan and a 3-story house.
Yeah, whatever it is that you want.
Whatever you want, you just got to envision it. But I know I used to thinking materialistic things was wrong, but then when you put it in that perspective, I'm like, well, it's true.
Yeah, it's certainly not wrong, because you look at it like this, where a lot of people say, oh, you're superficial, but I ask them, why wouldn't you want the very best for your family?
Yourself, or
why wouldn't you want to provide the very nicest house, the biggest house that you could for your family? Why wouldn't you want to give your family the nicest clothes? Why wouldn't you want to take your family out to eat every single night if you could? Why wouldn't you want to drive the nicest SUV for your kids? I ask them that, and then usually they don't have an answer. But there's nothing wrong with being materialistic, because you're wanting the nicest things that you can give to yourself and your family.
And most people, break their hump every single day. Some people, like I said, if you're breaking your hump every single day, you want that trip to whatever. You want to go to Italy with your family. That's something that you want to do. You want the nicest family-looking van on the market, because you want to ride with your family in style. But
exactly.
that's what it is. I'm fucking fired up right now.
I'm fired up.
I'm ready to go, baby. Let's go. Dude,
Dude.
I'm ready to walk out of here right now.
Yeah, you know what? We're just gonna end it right here, just on that.
Boom.
And like, I'm fired up right now,
Yeah.
and I hope we're firing you guys up.
Yeah, please.
Because we can go all night on this, and we're probably going to as soon as we shut the camera off. Because you and me can just, I'm ready to go.
I feel like we can't deviate. We're already on a high note.
That's it, man.
We gotta end on a high note.
We're gonna end it right here. So we appreciate all you guys watching. We appreciate everybody listening. We're gonna finish this little Blood Oath pack number 5. We're gonna finish our Blackbird cigar. We're gonna ash it in our Revibed Vinyl ashtray.
Yeah, baby.
And we're gonna
do the damn thing.
do the damn thing, man.
So again, like Justin said, thank you for everyone that's been watching, that's been supporting us on not on Facebook yet, but on Instagram, throwing us in the stories, on YouTube with the likes and the comments. You know, we appreciate really every single bit that we can get. If you guys do like the content and you guys do like what we talk about, please share it with someone. Like, subscribe, follow us on Instagram, the Burn Down Podcast. We have an email that you want to send suggestions that we want to talk about. Burndown.mail at Gmail, right?
Yep.
Got it this time. And then, Brother Cigar on Instagram, Dapper Cigar. And we sparked it up, we talked it out, and we've been burning it down, baby. That's what's up.
That's it.
So, cheers.
Salud.
Cheers to this, and cheers to you guys. Thank you so much.
Take care. Salud.